to give up your dream.
Now, after watching that, let it sink in that that guy is playing the Green Goblin. Son of a... So here's my top 10 I love.
No, remember, what's going on the board? I'm lazy to remember that. I don't like it.
Hey everyone, it's me, LazerDude99, with another Laser Talks. I'm sorry that it's been so long since I've done one of these, but hey, there's now finally a lot of movie news to talk about, and so, here we go. So the first on the docket, of course, is Chris Cooper is going to be playing Norman Osborn in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. This is interesting news, because when you're thinking about Norman Osborn, you can't help but think about William Dafoe and how he played it, but you also got to remember, of course, this is going to be it's going to be a completely new Green Goblin. It's going to be completely new everything, and they already got a couple of other people involved in this project. Of course, they already got Jamie Foxx playing Electro. I think that's kind of cool. I'm not really sure what they're going to do with Electro. But, you know, Jamie Foxx, he's a good actor. I'm interested to see what he'll do with it. But yeah. So, that's okay news. We also know that Chanel Woodley is going to be playing Mary Jane in the film, and that looks pretty cool. What I'm really excited for is Dane DeHaan, who is playing Harry Osborn, who you guys might remember as playing Andrew in Chronicle, which I was really impressed with, of course, and I really liked his performance. And I just thought this was perfect casting, because he's going to be playing a sort of not very sociable kid that goes over the top eventually. That was the guy in Chronicle, you know, perfect casting, because we already know he can do a good role like this. But enough about that. Chris Cooper, I haven't seen a whole lot of Chris Cooper. I, of course, saw him in the Muppets, and I've seen him here and there. But as to playing a big villain role, besides the Muppets, I'm not sure if I've seen any of him being a memorable villain for me. I'm not sure how much he's been in. But this isn't, I'm not saying that that means that this is bad news, because I don't know exactly what version of the Green Goblin they're going with, and I don't think they're going to be actually having the Green Goblin, because we already have two villains that are shown. I guess I didn't mention him, with Paul Giamatti as the Rhino, which is a weird choice, and a weird choice of villain, and I thought it was like a rumor going around at first, you know, like, oh, it's Paul Giamatti being the Rhino. I'm just like, you know, Rhino is one of those villains I didn't think that they'd ever actually bring to the screen. Like Electro I thought could eventually come, but I didn't think Rhino. But Rhino and Electro, you know, so far, I think that what they're doing in The Amazing Spider-Man is staying away from villains that have already been portrayed. So, yeah, they're certainly doing that with Electro and Rhino. But I think they're gearing up with Green Goblin, leading them up, because we've already got a couple of foreshadowing that something's wrong with Norman Osborn in the first one. So, you know what, this is interesting news. I wouldn't say I'm like super excited, like, oh, I think that's perfect casting, but for a character like Norman Osborn, there isn't really any perfect casting, because, you know, the character is kind of different in a lot of ways. So there's good casting, and I think this is a very good casting job. Well, I'll just have to wait and see in the movie if I prefer William Dafoe or not. Next piece of information, just something small. Ninja Turtles is going to be released in theaters in June 2014. At this point, it's more of a warning than an announcement, because I want to stay as far away from this movie as possible. I mean, 3 strikes. This is what I give a movie 3 strikes. First strike, Michael Bay. You made him involved. I don't think he's directing, but you get him involved in everything. That's strike 1. Strike 2, making them aliens. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Why don't they just change it to young adults, alien, kung fu frogs? I mean, it really doesn't make any sense for that. But the third strike, Megan Fox. Seriously, playing April? I never thought the character of April as a sexy, sly character, you know? I always thought of her as a fun, adventurous character. Not to say that she was never attractive or, you know, good-looking in the shows, but that wasn't her point to be the attractive, good-looking. She was supposed to be fun and adventurous. That was her point. That was why she was there. If she wasn't, then she wouldn't, you know, even have bothered. But Megan Fox, who is like, she's like a piano that only has one key. All she can play is one note, and that's the sexy. That just ruined. That's when I'm just like, I have officially checked out. I'm gonna go back and watch some old Ninja Turtle movies, except for TMNT, and this third one. But I'm gonna go watch that because there's no way I ain't gonna see that. But yeah, it's coming out next year. You've been warned. This is big news though. This next one, big news. Guillermo del Toro has set aside a mystery writer, we don't know, for DC Dark Universe for a movie. And if this was made, we would get a team, I'm thinking it's a team of characters like Etrigan, John Constantine, and one of my favorites, Deadman. Now, if we could get these guys on a team and make a movie about it, oh my gosh, that would be awesome. You could do so many things. And they think that, you know, this could be like a riff off of Justice League Dark, the comic book. That has been doing real well from what I hear. I haven't checked it out. But I might, because I'm really interested in Deadman, and I pick up almost anything for that guy. But my point is, if this was like any other guy, people would probably be like, yeah, whatever. But this is Guillermo del Toro. You know, this guy has made stuff. He's done stuff. And so the fact that he's actually set somebody aside to write a story that could end up as Justice League Dark, see, like, Justice League, one way or another, will end up probably getting a lot of similarities, comparisons to the Avengers movie. You know, like, if the villain ends up being Darkseid, people are going to be saying, oh, well, Darkseid's basically just like Thanos, and Thanos is the bad guy. Well, he's not, but, you know, it's his army in the end, and it could be very similar. The difference is, though, if Justice League Dark gets made, too, no one's going to be comparing, because Justice League Dark's all about the magic and the inner world and what, I don't know, I'm just making stuff up now. But if we could get a movie about that, nobody would be comparing them. Nobody would be saying, oh, Justice League Dark with all this magic spells and possessions and all this is just like Avengers. No, no one's going to say that. And I also think it'd be cool because you could make a more, maybe not R, but you can make a more adult version. You know, something, it's a little more brutal, a little more violent. But if we get a movie with Deadman, I'm there, no matter what. Next on the agenda, we got a new Iron Man poster, and, well, there it is. And this is kind of interesting, because we got Iron Man here in the front, with all these other Iron Mans flying behind him. Now, I've seen some people comment on the website where I get this, in fact, where I get all my movie news, which is movieweb.com. I've seen some people saying, oh, look, the Mandarin doesn't stand a chance now with all these armors flying. Then I thought, what makes them think that Iron Man is in control of these armors? I mean, we saw from the trailer that there's a very least at one point in time where one of his armors is not in his control because it grabs him and drifts him over. Who knows, maybe that's a dream sequence and not an actual part of the movie. But if the Mandarin like gets control of most of Iron Man's armors, you can tell that those are going to be some pretty cool fight sequences where Iron Man has to destroy his own armors and, you know, fight back. So that's leading for some speculation of where the movie's going to go. I'm really excited for Iron Man 3. The trailer was really good, and I'm really glad that Ben Kingsley looks menacing. Like, The guy that played Gandhi is looking menacing as heck. And I'm glad that he's going to play a good villain and not a villain like this. And finally, I want to talk about this just quickly. We got now James McAvoy being casted as the Crow. Does James McAvoy kind of look like the bad boy to you? I mean, even when you saw him in, like, Wanted, did that really feel natural? Not really. To me, it kind of felt forced. I think it was more natural when he was, like, you know, Mr. Tumnus, or heck, even Charles Xavier, he felt naturally nice and kind. Do I really think that I'm going to buy him being a heavy metal rocker that is going to kill people out of vengeance with white makeup on his face? Doesn't really sound something like that I'm going to fully buy. You know, of course you can't judge a movie by the news. People didn't think that Heath Ledger could pull off the Joker, and that turned out amazing. So obviously, I'm gonna wait and see, and whether I'm gonna see The Crow, I don't know. I've seen the original one with Brandon Lee, and I thought it was really good. But whether I'd see the newest remake of it in theaters, I don't know about that. But maybe I would. Depends on how good it looks. So that's all I really got to talk about, guys. I'll try to do some more laser talks later on if there's enough movie news to talk about. So remember, guys, I'm LaserDude99, and if I don't like it, it's not worth it. Adios, amigos. Be sure to check out more of my other videos on my channel, and wait for more coming soon.